Hello guys, hope you're all doing well. Today I've put a video together about my Freya build, the toxic build, because it's pretty good actually, and I can take on hard bosses at hard difficulty, which obviously if you put this build together, if you're struggling with the normal bosses, the Colossus, one's the big massive bosses, this build will help you and you'll be able to easily breeze through them bosses. And you'll see it in the gameplay now that I'm killing the two bosses pretty quick, and this build is pretty good, guys. Killed all the enemies on hard operations as well, special operations. So let's get straight into the video. So first of all, the weapon that you need is the Fallen Hope, the named weapon. So if you want that, just go to access info, go to weapons, and then find the weapon. And there it is. So you just press F on it. So this is the talent on the gun though. On hitting a poisoned enemy, increase firearm attack and apply this buff to the attack. On defeating a poisoned enemy, the defeated enemy will trigger an explosion with certain chance, inflicting additional damage to nearby enemies, inflicts poison on enemies damaged by this explosion. So this is actually probably the best weapon you can use with a toxic build. But I'll show you the rest now. So if you just go on research and you go on these, it'll tell you how to get this weapon. You see, you just do these missions here and you'll unlock it. You have to craft it. So I'll show you the pieces of gear that I have. I have, as a reactor, I have the Toxic Mechanics reactor, which has the optimization condition of the Fallen Hope mounting. So if you have it in your hand, you'll get an extra 60% skill power, which is really good as well. And then the attributes at the bottom is additional skill attack when attacking Legion or Immortality. Non-attribute skill power boost ratio. So if you don't know how to get these easily, the easy way to get it is when you've reached a hard difficulty at the end of the game. But if you haven't, it's just pure luck. You have to get this. So just go to your map, and at the bottom it'll say difficulty level rewards. So the weapon I'm using is an assault rifle, so that's common. So you click on these columns here, general rounds, that's what that is. And then what type of reactor you want? We want toxic. So you see here, you just farm this area. So you click on it, the ruins, you just farm these missions here, and you'll easily get it. It took me about an hour to get that specific reactor, but if you're not at the end of the game yet and you haven't unlocked hard difficulty, it's just pure luck. That's the reactor that I'm using, and the pieces of gear that I'm using is the Swamp Recon Auxiliary Power, which if you have all 4 pieces as the Swamp Recon, right, you get 2 piece, you get Toxic Skill Power 6.2%, and using 4 piece you get Firearm Stats Effect Trigger Rate 12%, Skill Duration 6.6%. This makes your toxic and skills even more powerful, which you can only get these from certain areas and certain bosses, but you can get the high-end pieces, which you have to kill the hard bosses, which I haven't unlocked yet. But I'm just using a random secondary and a random heavy, because all you need is your assault rifle, the Fallen Hope, that's all you need. So on the Fallen Hope, the attributes that I have is a fire attack, rounds per magazine, firearm critical hit rate, and firearm critical hit damage. Try and replace rounds per magazine to toxic attack, because then you'll do even more damage when you apply your skills to the enemies. So if you go to my weapon, I'll show you the modules now. We have rifle reinforcement, which gives us firearm attack. I've upgraded the modules a little bit to 20.8%. And then we have action and reaction. We get firearm attack plus 53%, recoil plus 17.4%, which is a lot of damage. We have toxic enhancement, adds toxic attack equal to 30% of firearm attack, which when we apply our skills to the bosses, it will do tons of damage because it has loads of crit as well, and modifiers with the skills, and because of the mods on the gun will do loads of damage as well. So another mod we have is the Toxic Conductor. When attacking enemies inflicted with poison, firearms attack 26%. So that's 30, so we'll get 56 at a minute. I'm just using this. Firearm critical hit damage 8%, weak point damage 2%. But they're the mods that I'm using on my weapon. You can change it around to fire rate up. That's completely up to you, but I think this is a comfortable way to use this gun with these mods. You have to upgrade them quite a bit if you want the ones that I have. And then my secondary, I'm just using all these mods. These two guns are kind of irrelevant. You don't really need them for bosses. You can change them if you just want to go and kill like NPCs in missions and stuff like that. That's completely up to you. So my Descendant modules is multi-maneuvering. That's just a different grapple, changes your grapple. I have Nimble Fingers, skill cooldown 25.6%. So I'll get my like heavy skill back. The Venom Baptism, I'll get back pretty quick because that does a lot of damage with this build. We have Emergency Measures, skill critical hit rate plus 42.8%, skill critical hit damage 18.4%. So that gives us a big chunk of damage for our skills for the Toxic. And then we have Toxic Specialist, Toxic skill power 70.6%. And then for a little survivability we have Spear and Shield, defense 22%, skill power 8.1%. Our next mod is Skill Insight, skill critical hit rate 69.9%, which is good. That combines with Emergency Measures. We have Tech Specialist, Tech skill power modifier 57.7%. So the reason we have the Tech one is because it applies it to our Tech skills. So you see above Venom Baptism it says Tech. Same with the Putrid Venom, that says Tech as well. And the Venom Trauma, that is Tech as well. So it applies to all of those three skills except from this one. This is a Dimension skill. So we have Skill Extension, skill duration 18.1%, applies only to certain skills for each Descendant. So we get our like heavy Venom Baptism back in 81 seconds, a minute and 20 seconds, which is pretty good. We have it quite often, so you can burn through the bosses with that. And then our final mod with the Descendant is an Outstanding Investment, skill duration 5%, HP heal 7.4%. You can change this mod around if you want to. I just added it because I couldn't actually add any other good mods because I'm at max capacity, you see. But if I were you, I'd do Technician if you can, because that gives you a lot of damage as well. If you just want to kill like NPCs in missions and stuff like that, just get rid of some of these mods and try and get the mod Contagion. When an enemy inflicted with room 0 trauma is killed, there is a contagion of poison surrounding it. So basically just explode, and it will set other enemies on Toxic. So it's like a chain reaction. Try and get this mod. You can only get it from one of the big bosses on hard though, unfortunately. So if you use this build, kill the boss, Dead Bride I think it's called, you get this mod from. It's pretty easy to get. Like you've got a high chance of getting this mod if you can kill him. Like if you try and get these external components, try and get the attributes on them as defense or max HP. Unfortunately, I couldn't get all of them with defense because you'd have more survivability if you can. So you see I have shield recovery out of combat, which is not very good. Chill resistance is mediocre. Shield recovery in combat, that's decent. Yeah, my attributes on my pieces of gear are not very good, but you might have better luck getting these pieces of gear. It's pretty easy. But if you don't know how to get these certain pieces of gear, right, just go to Access Info, go on your map, Access Info, External Components, just scroll down until you find the one we want, which is like a green one. You know, here it is, Swamp Recon. So you press F or your interact button, and you can get it from killing the Swamp Orca. You can get it from completing these missions on hard, Mission Monster and Mission Monster again. But it's the same with the other ones. just go further down. There's the backpack. It's just basically just farm the swamp area. That's it, and you'll get these pretty often. But I would recommend, because you have 3 lives when you're solo, when you're on your own, complete killing the bosses. You have when you don't have the toxic baptism, or like the heavy weapon, your skill weapon. Just kill yourself if it's on cooldown, because you get it back instantly. So you can do that twice, and you'll get it really easy, really quick. But that's just a little tip that I use. Kill myself when I'm on full cooldown for that weapon, and I get it back straight away. But I hope this helps you. Give it a go. It makes the hard bosses pretty easy, and it makes the normal bosses like super easy. But give it a go, and let me know in the comments what you think. Thanks for watching, guys, and happy hunting.